Hello again. When we think about teenagers studying English literature, most of us assume that the purpose is to familiarise them with good English writing, books, poetry and plays which have stood the test of time and are universally acknowledged to be well written. Literary texts, in other words. Novels by Jane Austen, Charles Dickens and so on. Most of us, I think, be surprised if a class of 13 and 14-year-olds were required to read and study a book published just 6 years ago, designed for young adults with very little literary merit, especially since it contains the word fuck, repeated no fewer than 90 times. Why would the school, that is to say, St Gregory's Catholic Science College in London, do such a thing? Well, of course, when I describe the homework associated with the book, it will, I am sure, make things a little clearer. Here's the homework. 1. Research George Floyd and write a brief description, who he was, how he died and what impact his death had. 2. Research Tupac Shakur. Find 5 facts about his life. What the devil George Floyd's life and death have to do with English literature is an interesting point. The same thing might be said perhaps of Tupac Shakur, who was a black pop singer. The book being studied was written 3 years before George Floyd's death, so there's no apparent connection between it and his death. When I tell viewers that the book is called The Hate You Give, and that it is written by a young black American woman, things might become a little clearer. In the book's title, by the way, U is spelled simply by the letter U, as in text speak. A fine example indeed of modern English literature, perhaps. In the description to this video, I give a link to the English curriculum at St Gregory's, and if you click on Year 9, you can see this book listed there. The language in the book may best be described perhaps as vernacular or demotic, and particularly in an Americanized way. Much of it is slovenly and ungrammatical, and it's larded with swear words and references to drugs and sexual activity. The book's title is based upon a tattoo that a black American pop singer called Tupac Shakur apparently had, which was Thug Life. This is, it seems, an acronym for the hate you give little infants fucks everybody. Tupac Shakur was, of course, murdered over 25 years ago, and a black man has been charged recently in connection with his death. The only reason that this book has been adopted by the school is that it is written by a black person and is about the Black Lives Matter movement. This has nothing whatever to do with literary merit or the study of English. It is indoctrination, pure and simple. On any level, this is a book which is unsuitable for children because it is full of sexualised and offensive language, but none of that matters when ideology is involved. The reason that this school is getting children to read the book is so that they can claim to be with it and relevant. Remember, this is an English literature class. With so much good English literature in the world, they have to choose this awful book. What is really infuriating, to me at least, is that there are black American writers like James Baldwin, whose use of English is masterful, and he was considered for the Nobel Prize in Literature at one point. His novels were acknowledged classics of English literature. But no, they have to select a trashy novelette like this. Some parents are complaining to the school about this matter, but I doubt it will do any good.